This is me, David Cebulla. I'm a wildlife explorer and nature filmmaker from Germany. While I travel the world for big projects, in this episode I'm visiting Germany's third biggest national park, only for a short trip in winter. No expedition, no large cases of gear, just me and my camera and a few days to find wildlife. We arrived in our mini camper and found a place to sleep on a small road in the forest outside the national park. After a very chilly night in the car, we pack up early and set off on the short journey to the coast. Our first destination is a nature reserve outside the national park. Once we reach the water, I take my first shots. It is windy and cold, but the sea still has its own unique charm. The coastal forest, which grows right up to the edge of the cliffs, is also really impressive. The trees are around 90 to 170 years old and mainly consists of oaks, beeches and ash trees. We wanted to continue on towards the national park, which is not far from here. The Western Pomerania Lagoon Area National Park stretches along the Baltic Sea coast and is Germany's third largest national park. It is known for its lagoons and unique coastal landscapes with a diverse flora and fauna. Here in the core zone of the national park, on the wet meadows, I am searching for the various animal inhabitants. But finding them in the waste landscape is not so easy. At first, I noticed gray geese. They are among the native breeding birds and gather here in their tens of thousands in summer. And immediately I also see cranes, for which the national park is particularly well known. From September to November, up to 70,000 cranes migrate through the national park area. The entire region is one of the most important resting places in Europe. Now, at the beginning of February, only a few individual birds can be seen. But I'm actually looking for a species of mammal. I see the first signs on the trees. I notice the various feeding marks on the bark. In the distance, I catch my first glimpse of the animals I am looking for. I had decided to film fallow deer. Close-ups of the animals are not that easy, especially since I'm hardly camouflaged. But suddenly there's rustling in the narrow strip of trees around the disused road. I must have accidentally startled a small group of animals. It's impressive for me to be able to observe these shy animals here in the national park. Even though I can only see the groups from a distance, the animals seem less shy to me. Fallow deer are social animals that live in herds or packs. Apart from the rutting season, they usually live in separate herds for each sex. Since only male fallow deer develop antlers, it is easy to see that this is a group of males. As can be clearly seen in this mixed group, the females do not develop antlers. For me, short trips like this are ideal for testing new gear or simply staying in practice during the winter. I also get a small group of red deer in front of my lens, but mainly I can take really great shots of fallow deer, and sometimes you just don't need words to understand nature's beauty. After a dreary grey day, the sun comes out again. The atmosphere is really great, and the combination of mammals and birds in this unique natural setting is truly impressive. Once again, I realize how important these little trips are. Without a big production or expedition hanging over my head, I can preserve my creativity and come up with new ideas for projects. I make my way back. Maybe I can capture a few more beautiful moments now that the light is better. The sun is slowly setting. At this time of year, it gets dark early in Germany, and filming in cold temperatures and constant wind was more exhausting than I thought. Heide, who accompanies me on all my expeditions and trips, also looks pretty frozen today. In the last light, the cranes and fallow deer appear once again on the way back. Despite the brevity of the trip, it was a really great experience for me to be able to film the animals here on the Baltic Sea in winter. If you also like these shorter videos, I would really appreciate your support. Please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe, then you can accompany me on my next adventure. See you soon!